right, hello wine drinking people. We are back. It's time for what I drank yesterday. It's Thursday, October 28th. All right, so you know we're going through the Plump Jack and Cade wine dinner at Cafe Max, which was spectacular. I don't know how many dinners that we've done through the years, and Ollie keeps coming up with food that I have never seen before, man. Like the duck confit with the mole sauce. Absolutely spectacular. But first, we had some wine in the store yesterday, and just one supplier, Craig from Augustin, with the gentleman from Talley Vineyards. And Talley is a winery that we've been following for a long time, the Talley family. Big farmers down there. They farm other things like peppers, but they also sell grapes to people like Jim Clendenin. I believe he was the first one to make several of these single vineyard wines from Talley Vineyards fruit. Some great stuff, and you know, it's a little cooler down here, so you get some lovely acidity, some great freshness, a little different style of Chardonnay than what you find up in Napa Valley, which is quite a bit warmer. Most people would think, well, it's further north, it should be colder, right? Well, no, the mountain ranges run north to south in Northern California, and they run east to west in Southern California, so you really get that cooling influence of the ocean a lot more down south, so it's actually cooler in this area than it is up north in Napa. All right, well, anyways, we started with the 2008 Talley Bishop's Peak. Okay, that's like their second label, Central Coast. They do buy fruit from this one, 90% from Monterey, and 10% from Edna Valley, and steel, neutral barrels, pretty fresh and light, just a like hint of like butter toast in there, and clean and fruity, kind of tutti fruity on the finish, short, but decent little drink, you know, maybe not their best effort with that label, but pretty good stuff. The 2008 Arroyo Grande Valley, very good, however, this is their bread and butter Chardonnay. It's a blend of Rincon and Rosemary's, and those are their two single vineyard wines, barrel fermented, about 30% new wood. You notice a little bit of that oak spice in this wine, which you didn't get in the Bishop's Creek, and some lovely creme caramel notes in there also. Pretty rich, some lovely candied pineapple, a lovely texture on the tongue of whole milk, and then some good acidity. Like I said, that's what this area is known for. Lovely freshness on the finish. 2008, a very good vintage down there. 2007 was a little better up north, but as I mentioned before, this area is very different because of the way the mountain ranges run from east to west. And then we had the Rosemary's Vineyard, the Oliver's Vineyard, which is Eden Valley. So these areas are pretty close in proximity, you know, maybe a half an hour, 15 minutes apart, the two vineyards. But a little different in terms of the minerality. This was first bottled as a vineyard designate in 2006, planted in 1991. And very exotic Asian pear and fresh apple bouquet to this on the nose, cinnamon and vanilla spice, lovely richness, and a little Peter Michael-esque. Kind of reminded me of Peter Michael a little bit from Knights Valley. All right, and a big Chardonnay with a good amount of acidity and toasty oak spice, lovely ripe tropical fruit on the finish. Nicely balanced with some nice mineral notes showing up on the finish there. Next up, we had the Rosemary's Vineyard, and this bottling goes back to 1995. The vineyard was planted in '88. And got about a third Pinot Noir planted here on the vineyard, and 2/3 Chardonnay. Jim Clendenin, as I mentioned, was the first guy to make this Rosemary bottling, and lots of this lemon drop candy type fruit on this, and red delicious apple. Lovely richness on concentration on the palate, with lots of everything, man. This wine may be a bit understated right now, but has good minerality and excellent underlying acidity there. So a shade. Well, they're both kind of similar in quality to me, just a little different stylistically, the Olivers and the Rosemary's. All right, next up, the Bishop's Creek Pinot Noir, and maybe a shade better than the Bishop's Creek Chardonnay, but still a light, inoffensive, easy-to-drink style of wine. The Arroyo Grande Valley Pinot Noir, which is a blend of Rosemary and Talley Vineyard fruit. Rosemary and Rincon, vineyard fruit, had some lovely black raspberry, exotic fresh flowers and spices, and a little hint of smoke on the nose here. Big and chewy Pinot Noir, man, with but still with a smooth, silky texture and lovely structure here. You know, these wines are definitely a bigger style Pinot Noir. I think not necessarily dark in color, but definitely a little more. I don't want to say Cabernet drinkers Pinot, because they still taste like Pinot Noir to me, not Syrah. But the Rosemary's was up next, a little more black cherry, and a slight rhubarby note to this wine, and light smoky tobacco spice with some new leather and floral perfume here. Very plush and velvety on the tongue with very sexy mouthfeel. One of the things I love about Pinot Noir, man, is that velvety, sexy mouthfeel that it has. Wonderful balance, a really classy wine with some lovely minerality showing at the finish also. And then we had the Rincon Vineyard Pinot. A lot of wines these guys at Talley make, huh? This wine has some dark cherry liqueur here with a host of brown spices, light smoke, lovely complexity on the nose here with this one. Perfume floral nuances here as well, and maybe a bit lighter on the palate than the Rosemary's, but a bit more nuanced on the finish. Seem to have a little more complexity there. Lovely structure here also and freshness. And then I don't know, after these great Pinots, man, to come down to the Bishop's Peak Cabernet, but this was the best of the Bishop's Peak lineup, and it's from Paso Robles, 22% Cabernet Franc in there. You get some lovely structure from Cabernet Franc, and a bit of an herbal component to the wine here, which Cabernet Sauvignon should have, but nice fruit. One of the things I love about Paso Robles wine is they're very forward and drinkable on release. A little hint of milk chocolate there also, but a nice little Cabernet, kind of left your mouth salivating for a second glass. All right, well, that's what I had to drink in the store yesterday. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasone, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.